Hey guys, welcome to Pop Preview. I'm Alex.
I'm Sean. We're here to talk about Jumanji: The Next Level, a sequel to a movie of a sequel that we never thought was going to get made from the original, which we love. So we're going to watch the trailer. Let's talk about it together.
Let's talk about it. So yeah, like Sean said, the first one was okay, entertaining watch, but absolutely forgettable.
We're talking about the 90s?
No, The Rock. The Rock Jumanji. Obviously, the original Jumanji is an incredible movie, and tonally very different from this.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, you almost can't really consider them in the same realm. We'll see if they end up actually maybe tying in. That's kind of what I wanted from the last one, is I wanted a little more Easter eggs, a little more, like, tying it into the one with Robin Williams. That would have been fun for me and other fans of the original.
Yeah, I mean, they just kind of, like, tipped their hat a little bit to it. Acknowledge that it existed, that's in the same universe, and then that was it. Yeah,
like, that's not an Easter egg. That's just, like, this is a reboot.
I mean, it's what they would call a soft reboot. So it's like, hey, we still acknowledge that movie took place.
Yeah, but we're not going to talk about it.
We really don't need it. So if you've never seen it, it's okay.
Yeah, there's just a small moment where they...
Like, we see the engraving on the wood.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that maybe with this one, they'll start maybe sprinkling in a couple of fun things.
I wouldn't hold your breath.
Also,
probably.
And I just learned this, and I don't know how I missed this, but the 2005 movie Zathura is technically the sequel to Jumanji. And this was a movie that apparently didn't do very well. I remember the trailers coming out. I remember being like, oh, it's just a ripoff of Jumanji, but not realizing at the time that it was actually, like, in the same universe. It's about, they pulled this game out. It's like a space game, and they get sucked into this space game with, like, outer space. So that's just a fun little tidbit that I actually had no idea that existed. So I wonder, I'm just wondering how they're gonna maybe tie everything together if they choose to do that.
Or because probably if that movie didn't do very well, they want you to forget that that's true.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe they'll make it better. They'll take elements from it and take the good parts, and maybe that'll show up in the third one.
I don't know. I never saw it, so I can't really speak on it. But
I didn't either.
If that's just a fun fact, that might just be a fun fact where we'll probably never mention it, because if the movie did well, then they would. Considering if it flopped, well, forget about that.
Maybe, but there's something in here that means I might be right. And it's just one frame or one moment, but we can talk about it.
Well, I mean, I love the idea of the title where it's like next level, because what we saw obviously from the last one, them going to Jumanji, they break the game at the end. So obviously they have to go back in the game somehow. How does all this happen? So let's watch the trailer and see what we got. I swear Sony loves doing a trailer before the trailer. Like, I don't know why that's a thing.
You still talking to your friends?
It's complicated.
Many a tear has to fall.
When we first got together,
But it's all
we were different people.
in the game. All in the wonderful game.
Building it again. Well, not again, but it's like...
Grandpa Eddie?
Anthony?
This is Martha and Bethany. This is Spencer's grandfather.
Nice to meet you.
Morning. Sorry to barge in on you.
You're not barging, he's barging.
Milo Walker.
Did you guys see Spencer?
I think he went back in. We gotta go get him.
Are you out of your mind? We haven't even picked our guys yet.
Oh, here's his part. All right.
You hear something?
Huh?
Oh, did they get something too?
Spencer.
Huh?
What?
Who are you?
Oh my God. You're Spencer's grandfather.
Are we in Florida?
And you?
Milo Walker. Did I die and turn into some kind of a small, muscular Boy Scout?
Are we
That's
dead?
hilarious.
Bethany?
No!
Rich?
I'm the old fat dude. This can't be happening! My hip sure feels good now.
Where's
my
Bethany?
thighs.
Look at your thighs.
Look at my thighs.
Okay, we have some issues here. The game is busted.
It was a game. I'm not it. I'm gonna be it.
Welcome to Jumanji.
future is even more challenging. And remember, the future of Jumanji is in your hands.
I have one important question. Who is Jumanji?
Is that Barbara's boy?
We're gonna die.
We did die.
Are we in hell?
I knew it.
Oh my god.
This is a whole new thing.
Now, am I?
You've got to have eyes in the back of your head.
What in the Sam Hill?
Oh, so you gotta be that first one.
What the hell is this?
It's your strengths and weaknesses.
Smoldering intensity? It's a stupid face you make. Huh?
What's going on? You having a heart attack? Breathe. Breathe. His whole left side is shutting down. Eddie.
All right.
I mean, you know, if you could make me laugh, I love The Rock.
Yeah, The Rock's always
him.
good.
I love
Like
The
there could
Rock.
just be a movie called The Rock where it's just him by himself,
Just
just
staring
doing
at the
stuff,
camera.
just doing different characters. Like, all right, you got my movie ticket.
So I giggled a few times here, so that's
Yeah.
a good sign. I mean, I do remember, I only saw the one from a couple years ago. I
Yeah.
only saw it the one time.
Me too.
And I do remember laughing.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain parts I chuckle. I love Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart's chemistry. So this is their third outing together, I guess. With the other one, Central Intelligence, and this. So their chemistry is good together.
Mm-hmm.
I like the different spin this time. So this is the guy's grandfather and another older gentleman now in those characters' bodies.
Yeah, that's fun. That
To
they're
kind of
playing
twist
with
it up a little
yeah.
bit. It's like, all right, we're going to do the same thing, but not really.
And how fun for those actors, too. We get to
Yeah.
then act like, you get to act like Danny DeVito.
Yeah, which
how
is...
Danny DeVito would act. So that's
Yeah, so I mean,
that's a blast.
I mean that's the thing with sequels where you want to keep what made the original
worked
in the
the
original, but you want to add another element to it. So they're like, we gotta go back in the game, but let's twist it up a little bit. So the twist in here actually I'm works for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love that fact, and I also like the fact that we don't know what happened to Bethany now.
Right.
So that's a
Well-
part that the trailer we don't know yet.
Yes, but we also see at okay, hold on, let me find this. I'm gonna talk about this part. So we're not in the jungle anymore.
No.
Around like 2:15-ish, we're like in like the snowy mountain caps, and yeah, we see the character Alex, who's from the last one, who's the guy who got stuck in the game, and we see him go back to his own time. So like, in the 90s at some point.
Yeah.
And like have a family and like live his life. So I guess maybe I don't know what happened here. How he if that's Bethany, maybe.
Yeah, maybe that's Bethany.
Well, maybe Aquafina's Bethany.
Yeah.
But maybe Alex is Bethany too,
yeah.
because it's all just avatars anyway.
Yeah, maybe.
So it could be that kind of situation. But I'm just really interested here in where we are. So it's obviously not just the jungle.
No.
Which is sort of why I'm thinking, if they are sort of going to introduce like the whole Westworld idea of that there's different like parts of the game, different levels, maybe there will be a space version somewhere along the line if they keep making these movies. So maybe they can tie Zathura in that way. And just, you know what I mean? So like, this is really interesting. So we're getting, it almost looks like kind of like a Buddhist, not Buddhist, but like Himalayan kind of
like a temple type thing.
Here. Yeah.
But I love the fact that it kind of fits with the title, like Next Level. So this is like obviously we still see them in the jungle, but we also see like this another area of Jumanji that probably existed that they didn't explore before.
Well, and it's such a common video game like trope. Yeah, there's the ice level. There's the ice world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just think of Mario. It's just pretty common to use those themes in different levels or different worlds. Yeah. So at least, they got that right. Hopefully that's what it is.
Yeah. I mean, another part of the trailer I was thinking about was at the very, very beginning where he's like, well, do you still talk with your friends? And he's like, oh, it's complicated.
Yeah.
So I'm curious on what, because we leave them in the first one. I say the first one, but the second one or the third one, basically. We leave them in such a good place where I'm curious, like, what happened where he's like, we leave them there to it's complicated to now I want to start building the game for what reason? Because it's complicated, or like maybe he wants to go back in and they don't, or why is it complicated now?
I mean, my guess is like they come from completely different like friend groups and cliques, and so it probably was like a little weird for them to be like hanging out, and they're like, oh, we got along so much better in the game. And maybe he's like really missing his physique.
Yeah, maybe.
So yeah, it could be a few things. But a very somber moment where he says it's complicated.
Yeah.
It seems like he's missing them.
Or maybe they kind of had a small falling out. Maybe that's why they come to see him.
Yeah.
To maybe try to repair that, and he's like, "Well, I just want to go back in the game."
Yeah.
So maybe it's part of that, like him longing to be that character again, or they had a falling out, or maybe it's both. That part of the trailer is really because that's going to be the driving force of what happens for it, and then what happens to his character. Like who is he in the game?
Right.
And who is Bethany? So both those things are the trailers kind of left that out. Hopefully none of the next trailers answer that. I'd rather find the answers to that in the movie, not in the trailer.
Yeah. I was trying to find the scene. Yeah. So like around 2:06, there are these giant dinosaur-looking birds.
Are they?
I think I know what kind they are, but I can't think of the name right now. I think it's like the biggest bird in the world. But I love that. I just love the visual of this because it reminds me, of the original Jumanji in the 90s where there's like a horde of rhinoceros, I think, that's charging them. You haven't seen it? Or
I haven't seen this in a while.
It's been a while for me. But, so they got the horde of animals thing, but it also just reminds me of Jurassic Park with the Gallimimus. It's just very visually similar, so I just kind of enjoy that.
They keep the animals in there, like where they're being chased. I love the element. We still see the jungle, which I like. But from the top, I was like, I didn't think we would get a sequel to Jumanji and I think we get a sequel to the sequel. So it's like didn't really ask for this, didn't ask for this sequel. But I mean, I can't complain too much because I kind of enjoyed it enough. Where I didn't go for repeat viewings, but while I was sitting there, I laughed a couple of times watching The Rock and Kevin Hart and Karen Gilliam and Jack Black do their thing. Quite enjoyed it. I love the little twist on the avatars on exactly who you thought they would be, especially with Jack Black playing. And now with this, I love the fact that they twisted it even in a different way. So I have to say the trailer worked.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
I'm curious to see the next one.
What I was kind of hoping for, and maybe they're saving this for the actual movie, like maybe this is the twist or something like that, where I was kind of hoping that it would be a little bit more like the 90s version where the jungle comes into our world a little bit and starts seeping in to our world. So yeah, maybe that's where they're going to leave it, or maybe they're saving that for another one, or maybe they're just not going to do it at all because it's maybe not as interesting, but there might...
I think that is interesting.
There might be a way for that to happen, and then maybe, yeah.
Well, because imagine the fact that if they go in the game and they come out of the game, part of the game comes out with them.
Right.
So I would love that. Who wouldn't?
Well, that's kind of what happened with the one in the 90s where Robin Williams comes out and he's like, "Ugh, gotta roll the dice to close this thing up because they're gonna follow me out." So yeah, maybe I feel like I guess the trailer worked. I don't know. I feel like I need to see another one in order to really. It's just the ice world is enticing to me. Like I'm kind of done with the jungle. Obviously, this is the desert now too. So
I hope they don't spend a lot of time in the jungle. If I take a guess, I'll say I doubt it. I think they end up in the jungle.
I feel like they need to. They need to bring it somewhere else.
Yeah,
and show us a different part of this world.
And I think the title kind of entices that, especially what we're seeing with the next level. I think they land in the jungle and they quickly move on.
Yeah.
Like the tour guy comes in again, he takes them to the next level.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, you guys fixed the jungle part. Now you got to fix the desert part and the mountains part. Then you got to fix that now.
Yeah.
Which I didn't mention in the first one, but now it exists. It's over there.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about it because it was fine before. Now it's not. So let's fix it.
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, I'd see that. I don't know. I feel like I would like another trailer.
Oh yeah,
we'll get one,
trust me, we're definitely getting one. But I would say this trailer makes me want to see the next trailer. But I hope in the next trailer the questions we have now, I don't want them answered. Like, show me a little bit more. Give me a little bit more of the story, what's happening. But, like, I don't want to know who Spencer is. I don't want to know who Bethany is. Save those answers for the movie. I don't want to know. Especially if they're big things.
I
which
do...
I think they are going to be.
Yeah, and I am also... I don't know. I am curious about how what they're going to do with the character arcs as well, because you know they kind of did the whole we don't like each other and we grow into like so like I kind of wonder who needs to learn what and how they're gonna grow. That's the part that's interesting to me, because that has to be sort of the through line in order to make it interesting. Otherwise, it's just stuff CGI things being thrown in your face.
I'm sure Spencer's grandfather has a thing. I'm sure Danny Glover's character has a thing. I'm sure we obviously know Spencer has a thing. So there are character moments that obviously are there. We just don't know how they're gonna play out. I don't know what the other characters are gonna have to learn or figure out. Time will tell. But I am looking forward to seeing another trailer. We are probably gonna watch the movie, but I'm not 100% on board yet. But I will say this trailer bumps me want to see the next trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good enough.
That's good enough for now, I guess. So what do you guys think? Do you like this trailer? Did you want a sequel to Welcome to the Jungle? Were you happy that if that's where it ended, you were fine with that? Now that we're getting this, are you excited about this? What do you think about the little twist of the characters? Who do you think Bethany is playing? Who do you think Spencer is? Let's talk about it. Comments in below. Also, like, subscribe, do all those great things. Make sure to hit that notification bell to be notified when we do the next trailer for Next Level Jumanji. Easy for me to say, easy for Rock to say too, but
Jumanji.
Well, we'll do a review when the movie comes out in December. Which, fun fact, it is also coming out a week before Star Wars again. So it came out a week before Last Jedi. Now it's coming out a week before the Rise of Skywalker. So I guess they figured, hey, it did well last time. Let's do it again this time. But I think
if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, but the movie has to be good. Otherwise, you won't get the same results as you did last time. So hopefully the movie's as good, or maybe hopefully better. Time will tell.
All right.
But let's start that conversation below. But until next time, I'm Sean.
I'm Alex.
Welcome to the jungle.